G'day, welcome back to NS2HD. This will be the European Playtest Group versus the North American Playtest Group, otherwise known as the United States versus European Union grudge match. It's been a long time coming. I can't wait to bring it to you. Bring it to you guys. It's going to be huge. We have some of the coolest players in Natural Selection 2 here. Some of the great personalities of Natural Selection 2. People like Kuji-san, who has wowed us with his exceptionally awesome videos for so long. People like Lance, who contribute huge amounts to the community. Basically, these guys and girls are just a bunch of awesome people, and I can't wait to see them all play. And it's going to be fantastic. And we also have an Australian. Australia is represented by Arcanti. You can tell by his exceptional ping that Arcanti is from Australia. My brother from Down Under is going to be playing, I believe, on the not European side. So the United States team calling itself not Euro. In fact, I think there might be a Canadian in there as well. So definitely North America versus the European Union. And I'm sure that those...
Hey, Euros, what's going on?
And there's Wasabi one.
Let's see. Nancy.
G'day everyone, say hi to the stream. Wasabi has turned up, so it looks like these two teams can be ready to go very soon.
Hi,
stream.
Hi.
Hola.
Who is that? Who is that hola?
Hey, there'll be no Spanish here. No Spanish here.
So I think the plan is, I think we're going to have a best of 3 on Tram, and then we'll have a best of 3 on Mineshaft, and we'll switch servers to an American server on Mineshaft.
Oh, interesting. Alright, sounds good, guys. Well, I'm all ready to go here, so when you guys are ready to jump in and start going at each other, you just do so and I'll follow you in.
I think we'll join up, we'll not have it live, and then we'll reset the server and we'll say live when we're ready to go on both teams.
Cool, man. Well, we're all ready to go here on the stream. Can't wait to see you guys play. There will be no eye gouging. There will be no groin attack. Everything else, no holds barred. Go at each other, guys. Here we go. I'm going to run over to the spectator
See you
mode.
soon.
And get in. Now, we are using Insight, which is awesome. Neshi and Hughes, as usual, updating it every build, and we are going to be having 7 players on each team. It is going to be massive. And everyone in the stream having trouble with your frame rate. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about it. It depends on what Twitch does. This gets streamed via a San Francisco Twitch server and then gets distributed outwards towards Twitch all over the globe. And as they're a very young company, sometimes their streaming is not fantastic, especially outside North America. My only advice is drop the resolution down. You definitely won't be able to watch at 1080p if you're having streaming trouble, because that's 2.8 megabits per second. And that doesn't even get re-encoded. But everything down below that gets re-encoded by Twitch. Tonight, the European colonies break free once and all, says Arcanti. Oh, this is a grudge match for sure. The European playtesters like to say they are the best. The North American players like to retort that no one but them understand how to play Natural Selection 2. So it's going to be fantastic. And Al-Katani asks, are they meeting on neutral ground? They are not meeting on neutral ground. They are meeting on a European server first. You can see that the Europeans have a nice green ping, while the Americans and the one Australian are languishing in the high hundreds and well into 400 for Arcanti. 400 ping is going to be very enjoyable for him. But on Mineshaft, which will be coming up next, we will in fact be seeing an American server. All the players messing with each other right now. Ski gonna get killed down on Sabahel with the axe. What a fun way to start the game. And EUPT Abraxas, who is the playtest lead for all playtests, is a very mature lad who is absolutely indispensable to the Natural Selection 2 development, saying that they are ready to go. And this is going to be a lot of fun. So not your usual hyper-competitive game, this. Not all of these players would say that they are ultra-competitive, but what is absolutely for sure is these are all really great people who are absolutely committed to Natural Selection 2, making it better and working very hard on the playtest. If you haven't seen NS2HD.com, the blog post that talks about playtesting, then you should go and read it. It is, I wrote that very carefully. It talks about what playtesters actually do, and there's a lot of misconceptions about what playtesters do, that it's a glory job that involves endless playtest, that involves endless balance debate and all of that, but it is not. It's a really tough job that is quite thankless, that involves a lot of hard work, long hours, at odd hours of the day. And also the misconception that playtest group is responsible for all the balance is not true. The playtest group provides great anecdotal balance evidence for us here at Unknown Worlds, but our balance is informed by public games on Steam. That's what Natural Selection 2 is all about. That's why we have an open beta. That's where we got all our statistics from. That's where we get most of our anecdotes from. So lots of misconceptions around playtest. Let that all pass away now as we start this game again. Check out NS2HD.com for that blog post. But we are about to get going. We are going indeed. Now, excuse the free look cam jumping through the floor occasionally throughout this match. Let's check out what the North American playtest group spread looks like. It looks like they have picked... Wow, here we go. We're actually going to have a huge first contact right here in I haven't played Tram in so long. In ore processing. Looks like EUPT is going to win that. On the Marine side, some other contact just outside warehouse. Abraxas saying, what's going on? Looks like we may not be live. Looks like something might have buggered up. Don't know yet, but Abraxas is standing still. We have no commander. But I do not know what's going on. Is this live or not live, says Kuji-san. Interesting that Abraxas is still standing still. Where is Wasabi? I do not know what's going on. Something's gone wrong. But they're probably talking about it on TeamSpeak. No, I think we're having another reset here, and we are actually going to go live. What I want to know is, there is some discussion of betting in the stream right now. I would like to know what your bets are. Sabahel teasing the European team. And they are going at each other. I love it. These two groups of players are incredibly friendly with each other all week in the playtest. Oh, here we go. All right, we got first contact. I'm going to shut up and watch this. Holy moly, EUPT winning that through this choke point right here. That definitely allowed the EUPT to concentrate their fire, and it looks like there's going to be server inverse warehouse, so close spawns. There's more contact happening here in these tram tunnels. This area here turns into a great choke point for the Marine team coming out of warehouse, and it looks like EUPT is looking solid. NAPT is quite spread out at the moment. The aliens are all over the map right now, waiting to spawn back in. They are waiting for their egg wave, and it looks like EUPT is going to go very aggressively for North Tunnel. Resource drop. They have already dropped ore processing. Currently we have 7v7. Twitch Vilgo asked, what's the limit for teams? You can go all the way to 16 versus 16 if you really wanted to. Unfortunately, the server lag would be monumental, but you can get up to 8v8 and 9v9 if you've got a good server. But most competitive teams play 6v6. This is a 7v7 because these guys are cool and they are playing on tram. Look at the early clog drop, trying to deny the Marines access to this area. The EUPT not quite knowing if they want to engage this gorge. In comes Sped with a massive kill. Sorry, it was VAR with a massive kill. And Wombat is going to get him with the switch axe. That was enormous. Very impressive kill there. And combat inside the Marine base right now. What are we seeing in terms of tech? Aliens have gone for Carapace. Nothing on the Marine side, yes, except a flaming infantry portal. Flaming infantry portal is not the best tech to go for when you're on the Marine side. So early pressure, very successful by EUPT. Depara going to try and save this. No, he's on the wrong side. He's trying to jump up and get some shots off the Sabahel. She might be able to take down this extractor. One more bite could possibly be done. She goes for Abraxas. She kills him. And now she will get the extractor. Fantastic play from Sabahel. Absolutely fantastic. And so NAPT putting down some good pressure. EUPT looks to have been stopped here. McGlaspie putting up a clog wall. I love this. He's going to be able to defend this position very effectively with this. The Marines aren't going to be able to jump over this, and that is going to be a very effective defense for them. Let's get back up into Skycam view. where there is pressure on all the extractors. Sabahel still not dead, still pressuring extractors down in repair, and this is outstanding play there. And Arcanti, my Australian brother, is hiding with his 400 ping as Ski moves past. Will Ski see him? He does indeed pass the window. Arcanti goes over the top, gonna drop down into this battle, see what happens between these two. Can Ski find Arcanti? In comes Saba, take it down. She was already on low health. Looks like Arcanti is gonna come down from the top. Ski takes him down. Wouldn't be surprised to see Arcanti struggle in this game. He does have a ping of 400. I feel his pain. When I used to play on European servers, I would cry a little inside. When I was back in Sydney in my home, of course I am now in the Unknown Worlds office here in America, watching this grudge match between the United States plus Australia and I think a Canadian player and the European Union. This is very cool. So a lot of combat happening down on the lower half of the map, which is interesting. Most of the combat we would expect to see up here in North Tunnels, but this clog wall right here is blocking that off and effectively forcing play down into the lower half of the map, which is very interesting. Arcanti gets a kill with his ping. Outstanding. And what have we got? An infestation spread all the way down towards shipping. The Marine team is going to want to stop this. Oh! Gorge down. Var is down. Not sure what he was gorging for down here. Maybe he was planning to set up some hydras. I do not believe he was gorged earlier. It is very hard for me to keep track of this number of life forms in a 7v7. We do have Saba as Lurk, and Saba as Lurk is going to mean lots of trouble for the Marine team. She's an outstanding Lurk, and definitely feared, I'd say, up there with Fana for sure, in terms of Lurk skill. Now, the playtest group has applied a patch to the server for this Build 209 game. When Build 209 was released, there was a typo in the code that gave the Lurk 75 attack instead of 55, which you'll notice is actually a match for the Skulk attack, and that was unintentional and of course has resulted in all sorts of fun balance for the Lurk. Here comes Arcanti as a Lurk as well. Interesting that Arcanti would choose to Lurk given his ping. He is coming in for Kuji-san, having a lot of trouble landing these bites because of that, but he does manage to kill Kuji-san. Kuji-san was on low health, and Kuji-san, our proud Dutchman, no doubt fuming that he was unable to kill my Australian brother there. Abraxas goes down to Prince Akuna. And it looks like we're sitting on 3 harvesters to 4 extractors. Weapons 1 on the way and phase gates on the way. Intense combat in shipping. Not going to drop down on this. 2 Lurks versus 2 Marines here with rifles. I think the Lurks will have the edge here. Arcanti and Saba should be able to clean this up. If they can't, I'd be very surprised. Ski does go down. Combat in North Tunnels, where this clog wall is going to be causing all sorts of trouble for EUPT. But look at this. They are engaging the harvester. They're just going to run straight past the clog wall. I love that clog wall placement. It's totally denied the deathmatch that you often see in close spawn games. Can this Skulk do enough damage to these Marines? Oh, he cannot. The harvester goes down. That's a good blow for the Marines to strike, given that they already had an extractor lead, and now they have a larger extractor lead. And I cannot tell who is winning this game yet. We do have shotguns out in Build 209. They aren't the best. Arcanti chilling out and healing up in the ventilation shaft there. We have Lurk spikes on the way, and we also have Leap. You can see those there. They are Commander researched in Build 209. So that means that the enemy team is going to be favoring Lurks and Skulks through the mid-game, I'd say. We're at 6 minutes, 18 seconds, and we have no Fade Blink on the way. So I'd definitely say we're going to see a Lurk and Skulk heavy alien attack during this game. Extractor almost going down, but Wasabi is killed. So the map control right now is looking pretty divided. It's looking pretty cleanly divided. North Tunnels up here definitely contested, though the aliens have redropped this extractor. Shipping is really the barrier right now, but logistics has infestation in it, and a phase gate has actually gone up in logistics as well, and that is exactly what this team needs to do, because they cannot allow the aliens to dominate shipping as well. They are going to need to control shipping. Otherwise, this map is going to start to alien-dominated. So the EUPT team has their work cut out for them. Now, I would expect, on balance, the aliens will win most of these games. We know from our balance statistics that the balance is about 62-38 right now across Build 209, which is obviously unacceptable, but that's what this open beta is for. So I would expect we will see a majority alien win, but it would be great to see EUPT pull this off. They have some very sharp shooters on the EUPT team. If anyone can do it, it is them. Arcanti spending a lot of time in the vents, being a very sneaky lurk. Sabahel evacuating. None of the lurks have died, I don't believe. And looks like Prince of Kahuna is going to have the res. Wasabi one will have the res as well for Fade soon. Whether they choose to go Fade without the blink will be very interesting for me to see. I cannot wait to see if they do that. That will be interesting. Oh, excellent. We are seeing EUPT push down on the Harvester in shipping, which is very important. They need to be healing those Harvesters. And also a combined assault in elevator transfer. Fantastic. Team res currently at 11-48. No, 11-8. We just had 40 res dropped on something. It is a hive. Of course it's a hive. So there we go. 37% construction now. And that hive is going up in control. The Marines will not know it's there yet. They have that observatory. It has a lot of energy. Don't know whether it'll be scanning yet. Might be saving that for beacons. Build 210. The all energy is being removed, interestingly enough, and is going over to a combination of team res and personal res. So that is going to change the game significantly, especially in terms of cyst placement. Mendas putting the pain down on Wasabi one there. The Spaniard taking out the man from California. No doubt not going to be happy about that. Love the diversity of the Natural Selection 2 playtest group. We have so many countries represented in this group, and that is just fantastic. It's just like the Unknown Worlds office, where we have an Australian, a Pole, a Frenchman, a bunch of Americans in here. And of course, one of our main gameplay programmers is off-site, and he is Austrian, so we're very diverse. And like to see that reflected in the playtest group as well. So it looks like the Marine side has managed to push back. We could see that we were in danger of the aliens pushing through logistics into repair. But it looks like the map has been divided in two again with the Marines. And I cannot write. That was a terrible idea. And the aliens. And everyone wants to see my gorge drawing. It goes like this. That's my gorge drawing. And it's got a head there. And it spews hydras. Yeah, that's right. That's my gorge drawing. Back to the match. And we have a, this second hive is growing up mighty fast. Still no Fade blink on the way. And we see Wasabi one on 56 res. So the alien team might be trying to go for an Onos push with McGlaspy, Prince of Kahuna, and Wasabi one serving as said Onai. Excuse me while I drink water. Along with placing bets on EU versus North America plus Australia plus Canada. Wait, Canada is in North America. What am I talking about? Place bets on whether my voice will last the whole way. QG-san powering away at some cysts. Unfortunately, given the fact that cysts are energy-based in Build 209, it's not going to help. And we do see so much cyst spam in Build 209. Oh, check this out. I love this use of clogs as... Oh, damn! Which... Did a lurk just go down? I think... Arcanti did go down, in fact. Those clogs taking significant damage from 6 grenades. That would be Depara using a grenade launcher. No Ski using a grenade launcher. And they have broken down that wall, and now this tunnel is undefended. The clog wall had been moved up. It is now vulnerable, and the Marines are pressing through very aggressively. Wonderboy2402 points out in the stream that phase gate in logistics really changed things for the Marines. It did indeed, and I know I'm missing a lot of combat in North America, but right now warehouse would be a long way down to logistics, but this phase gate allows them to blink, transfer straight between there, and actually has allowed them to push into shipping. And earlier, the aliens would definitely look like they were holding logistics. But the alien territory is fairly well held up here, and with observation being their frontal node at the moment. North tunnels, I am surprised that has been held as long as it has. Previously, we saw a clog wall right here. It then got moved up to here, and that has since been taken down. Let's get back to the combat after that little strategic analysis. Oh, a huge hit going down there from Abraxas and Mendasp. And now these Marines are going to be pressuring. I like the Hydra placement. Note that with the Hydra being placed here, the Marines had to move into this area before they could engage it. Whereas if you just put it on the floor, they could be easily destroyed by grenades. This harvest is going to go down for sure. There it goes. It is deady bones. And now EUPT getting a lot of kills down there. Also pushing back these Sis. Again, Sis spam. Very easy in build 29. Something that is being addressed in build 210. A clog wall going up here. Again, aliens trying to block these Marines off. Grenades going off though. There is one whip that is going to be flicking quite a few of these grenades back. Note that the grenades fly in and get hit straight back. Elsewhere on the minimap, we can see a little bit of pressure down in shipping down below that harvester glowing red. But a Skulk looks like he has taken out that phase gate. So if the Marines cannot make this assault happen, it's going to be very difficult for the aliens. Wasabi-1 complaining that he is not spawning. We may be having a bug here. There are a couple of eggs in server room, but Wasabi unfortunately unable to spawn, so the aliens maybe in a bit of trouble because of a bug here. Now, note on the minimap right now that 2 extractors are being chewed on during this battle, so the Marines are losing a significant amount of stuff, and McGlaspie just went down to Mendas for there. 2 whips. I love the placement. It's going to stop those grenades coming through, and the Hydras as well makes it a very difficult position. I'd say we're going to have arcs if we're going to be able to do that. If we're going to be able to get through there, which I don't think they're going to do. The aliens in losing, the Marines in losing that phase gate, which was here. Oh my god, I just left a pair of testicles on the screen. That's embarrassing. Oh, that's so annoying. And unfortunately for the Marines, the loss of that phase gate is just massive. Really cannot overestimate the importance of that. You can see the aliens have come back and they now control this entire area, and they are pushing up, and they're going to end up closing the barn door on the Marines. You can see they're already in ore processing, and they're going to eventually push the front back to here. We're going to see pressure from north tunnels as well, and the aliens are going to come into warehouse. The Marines are going to be down to 1 extractor in just a moment. Now the US team is trying to push in to server room. They have managed to kill 1 of the whips, but a Hydra and a whip remain. They're going to have to push in here. If they don't, this game will be over for them very quickly. Blink has arrived. I believe that's what Blink is in the top right. Someone could correct me if I am wrong. Ski trying to run past and hit this harvester, but given the number of harvesters on the alien side, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just not going to be cost effective to get in there and attack harvesters. And Wasabi-1 is saying there's a massive spawn bug going on right now, and if it's good that any team encounters a spawn bug, it is the playtest side. You could bet that these guys will be trying to reproduce this later on. Again, if you have not seen it, check out NS2HD.com, where I have posted a blog post about being a playtester and what it really involves. Now, interestingly, all the eggs in elevator transfer are just sitting and not being used, so I'd say that there's something going on with elevator transfer and the eggs in elevator transfer, and that is unfortunate, but it is a fact of life in the open beta of Natural Selection 2, where we encounter bugs. Abraxas desperately trying to one-man a couple of harvesters, and he is having some success, but the aliens just control so much territory now that the Marines are going to have a lot of trouble spreading out some pressure on the hive. This is good to see. But two lurks and a skulk in there, and they are going to be able to absolutely decimate that Marine attack. And Shootapid said he has found a cure for the no spawn bug. He says that if you use a shift to hatch the eggs, they will spawn. Unfortunately, I cannot pass that information on to the American team, and they are in a lot of trouble. And there's an Onos, and I would say this is definitely going to be close to GG for the EU team. They are in a lot of trouble here. Ski and Abraxas taking on this Onos. Now, Prince of Kahuna is actually... I actually don't think he's going to be able to do any damage in here. He came in on his own. I don't know why he would do that. He went in on his own and encountered the entire Marine team, and of course he did. He had no support, no gorge, and that is just it's a way to die as an Onos, is to get in there with no gorge and try to engage a Marine team like that. Never a fun idea. Looks like Marine pressure on the second hive, and they will actually maybe be able to kill it. All they're going to need to put is a few rifle magazines. Can they kill it? Can they kill it? 5%. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, they can. This Marine squad kills the hive. That is a great blow for them to strike. Now, there's the beacon where Sabahel is tearing out the base. So a good assault, and most of the Marines not dying there, so they do get back. Now remember, dying does interrupt your res flow, and the Marines cannot afford to lose any res right now. Sabahel moving out after she engaged that extractor, and honestly, I think it is a matter of time though. Even though that hive has gone down, the sheer amount of infestation on this map, thanks to the energy sys spam and the sheer amount of harvesters available, and the fact that shipping is grown, I totally missed that unfortunately, will mean that the European team is going to go down, and it's just a matter of time. Now, this is expected given the balance we know is happening in Build 209. It was a terrifically enjoyable match though, and I will be interested to see what the EUPT team can pull out in the way of an endgame here. We are at the 18-minute mark, so definitely a long game, and the aliens are just going to put the crunch down now, I believe. I mean, we have McGlaspy sitting on 96 res, Scardy Bob 73, Akani 64, and Sabahel 68. So we will definitely be able to see multiple Oni to close out this match, and it's really up to the North American team to close it out. Now, I've been pondering the Natural Section 2 endgame recently after watching a fair amount of StarCraft from MLG this weekend, and I realized that Natural Section 2 is a game where the tipping point, even though it can be found, is not executed as fast as in StarCraft. Because in StarCraft, once a tipping point is reached in resources, the person with more resources can get a massive supply lead, whereas in Natural Section 2 it all depends on tech and tactics and not supply. It doesn't depend on army size, because obviously you have a fixed army size. There are a couple of... Is that a jetpack I saw? Maybe I'm imagining things. I believe it is a jetpack. Do we have a proto? We do, and the jetpack is out. And weapons level 3 for the Marines. This is interesting. Can the Marines come back from this? I do not think they can, but it will be interesting to see level 3 weapons doing damage on the alien hive here. Although I think we're going to see a beacon very quickly, unless Abraxas can pull off a heroic move. It looks like the Marines are going to be able to kill this second hive, this third hive, which should be fantastic for them. There it goes. Now, can they follow through on that? There's the beacon. The command station, no, the command station goes down. And that is unfortunately GG. So ending with a fantastic attack by EUPT there, but they do lose that match, and it was an outstanding match. I really enjoyed that one, closing out after 2 minutes 8 seconds. Really, you could trace some... Oh, that phase gate actually went back up at the end.